Today we're going to learn how to make paper into yarn. All you need to get started is some paper. You could use newspaper, tissue paper, just something thin, some scissors, and a drop spindle. I've got mine linked below. The first thing I recommend doing is layering your paper so that you can cut a lot of strips all at one time. I'm doing 4 pieces of tissue paper here, but you can play around with what works best for you. I'm going to cut strips that are about 1.5 inches thick. Keep in mind, the thinner your strips, the thinner your yarn, and the thicker your strips, the thicker your yarn. So I'm going to do about 1.5 inch strips, which will be light to medium weight yarn. I'll keep doing this all the way across and meet you there. Now that I have a bunch of strips to work with, I am ready to grab my drop spindle. And to start, you're going to grab a piece of paper and tie it around the dowel at the bottom. It doesn't have to be tight, just something to kind of secure it. Then we're going to find the little notch in the side. And you're going to take your strip and twist it away from you. Put it in that little notch. And then keep twisting till you get to the hook and place it through the hook. Now we can start spinning, and I'm going to spin the dowel towards my body, holding on to that paper. So I'll start spinning towards my body and slowly inch my fingers up as it twists. That helps it to be even and consistent. And you'll want to stop when you have about 1 inch left of your paper. Now we can add a new piece of paper, and to do that, you're going to lay the new one on top of the old one. And I like to take the new piece and fold it over, pinch it right at the very, very edge. And now we can twist the new piece on. And to twist, you want to twist it away from your body. And I twist just slowly. This will be reinforced when we use our drop spindle. Now once we have a little bit twisted on here, we can start spinning again. Always make sure that when you're spinning the drop spindle, it's towards your body, and when you're spinning by hand, it's away from your body. That ensures that all the strands are spinned in the same direction, because if you start spinning in the opposite direction, you'll have a mess. Once your yarn starts getting longer, you can wrap it around your drop spindle below the hook. I like to do it just like this and then put it right back into the hook to keep going. Then you can keep on adding new strips. Now, if your yarn is breaking, you might either be spinning too tightly or you need thicker strips of paper. If you have bumps or knots like these, you could use a very small amount of water. I use a spray bottle, or you could just wet your fingers and get it a tiny bit wet and then smooth it out with your fingers. Now, the best way to get consistent yarn is to just guide it with your fingers as you spin and to keep an eye on it as you go. And that's really all there is to it. I created a ball of yarn with just 4 sheets of tissue paper, and in about 30 minutes I was able to have enough to make this cute little wristlet keychain. I will have a tutorial for this next week, so be sure to stay tuned. And until next time, happy crocheting!